Hey guys, welcome back to the Land of the Pharaohs. I'm Sajuuk, and we're heading on into the next kingdom here on Pharaoh. Last two missions, Dunkle Oasis and Darkclaw Oasis, we managed to complete off the Old Kingdom. So we're going to be moving on into the Middle Kingdom, but it's not going to start the Middle Kingdom just yet. We're going to find out why in a minute. So the Middle Kingdom, born in strife, proves to be a time of great opportunity for your family. With your leadership, Egypt regains its former splendour and more. That's interesting. So we're going to find out more about this fourth adventure, dynasty or whatever, in a minute. So let us head into the Middle Kingdom.
The pharaohs of our forefathers conquered this great plain and built the great pyramids and the Sphinx and the sacred tombs of countless nobles which sprawl across the desert as far as the eye can see. Here is a testament to the ways of old, to the glory that was Egypt, the glory that was Pharaoh. Yet though our monuments endure, the strength that built them does no longer. Osiris has abandoned us. The power of Pharaoh has evaporated, like drops of water in the desert. Our enemies dare to challenge his sovereignty and raise sword and spear against us. And Egypt crumbles into dust.
Well, that was an interesting little cutscene there. If you didn't work out from that, Egypt has collapsed, as the last two missions, Dunkle and Darkclaw, sort of alluded to. And we are actually in a period between the Old and the Middle Kingdom. It's called the First Intermediate Period. So it's a period of civil war. Egypt has collapsed, there's no leader, and we're just fighting amongst ourselves. So we've got two missions here, a choice. Thinis, the War for the Throne, which we will be doing because that's a military mission. Or Wast, Thebes, Glory Threatened, which is a building mission. But we're going to head off to Thinis, arguably one of the hardest military missions so far. Given Dunkle was pretty hard, this one's even harder. And as a point of note here, pretty much every military mission after this, from this point onwards, is difficult. Let us head into Thinis and see what we're going to be re-seeing in our revisit back to Thinis, because if you remember back in the pre-dynastic period, we learned about gold mining here. Will we have gold mining this time? Let's find out.
The old way of life is gone, and most fear that Egypt will never return to its past glory. Osiris has turned his back on the people, and a series of low inundations has caused widespread famine. The power of the pharaohs, once unquestionable, has evaporated, replaced by bickering provincial leaders. Out of this chaos, two noble families have arisen and are attempting to seize control of the country. The rulers of Henenesu have laid claim to the throne as the rightful heirs. They are particularly cruel and are doing little to assuage the people's hunger. To the south, a new family, the Inyotef house, has risen to power in Wast. This family has done much to reunite the south, and now Henenesu has engaged Wast in a deadly civil war for control of all of Egypt. To show their benevolence to the people of Egypt, the Inyotefs have entrusted you with rebuilding the newly conquered city of Thinis, one of the oldest cities in Egypt. Two of Thinis' finest and most ancient buildings have survived the turmoil of its conquest: the temple complex of Osiris and the mansion. The Inyotefs have decreed that should either of these buildings be destroyed, no funds will be squandered on their restoration. The Wast rulers consider the restoration of Thinis a top priority and have gathered up considerable funds, even in this time of strife, for this purpose. Return Thinis to its former splendor, and commission a navy and raise a strong army to defend it from the frequent attacks of those loyal to the Henenesu, including the cities of Sauti, Nekhen, and Kmun. Be careful of the Henenesu rulers. They may demand tribute to see if your loyalty and your demons can be extorted. Also, watch out for the opportunistic Nubians who seek to take advantage of Egypt's internal struggles.
Indeed they do. that was some briefing. We learned a lot there. So Osiris has abandoned the people, and there's going to be bad inundations, widespread famine. We're going to have to be helping our people. And it seems that there's a bit of a fight between Hinanesu and Wast, so the enemy versus the nice people. So it's going to be quite interesting. We're going to have to rebuild Thinis, and it seems as if there's going to be a temple complex and a mansion on this map that cannot be destroyed because we cannot rebuild them. We'll find out more about that. So Thinis Civil War, population 4,500. That's actually sort of a base goal for military missions. Now, most of them will be like 6,000 or more. 25 culture, that's pathetic. 35 prosperity rating. Kingdom rating of 90 is very high. I don't think we've actually seen one that high. And you'll notice there is a housing requirement on this one. We've got to get 10 common residences. And I can actually point out, I'll mention it later in more detail, there is a chance for this mission to become unwinnable on that housing goal. So let's head to the city. We are going to continue this on hard mode, and I suspect this is going to be a real struggle. But let's head to the city. Slow time right down and pause and have a look around this map. So there's a little bit of gold here. Can we mine that? Yes, we can. But I'm going to point out right now that gold mining on this map is not worth it. There's space for 3 gold mines there and 2 over here. But the nearest palace is way down here. That is not worth it, because you get it and then go straight into debt. So we start with 8,000, and there's actually population on this map already. Down here with the temple complex to Osiris, which cannot be rebuilt. There's no option for it, as far as I know. And if you look here, there's no option for a mansion. And we've got one here. So we've got to make sure that this family mansion and this temple complex don't burn or collapse or get attacked or anything, because we will not be able to rebuild them on this map. Huge map here, a lot of floodplain and water space here. Up here I think there's a lot of floodplain. There is, with a nice bit of meadowland. What can we do? We've got chickpeas and barley, so we've got a food source, well, 2 food sources, beer, and I think we've also got clay pits. Yeah, so we've got basically up to spacious apartment level. Osiris, Ra, Ptah are our gods. Let's have a look at the gods. I thought it said in the briefing that Osiris had turned his back on the people. Why is he patron god? I don't know. And if you'll notice there that there is an option to build plain stone quarries. We don't need that, and we're not going to waste time with that. But a lot of empty space to build up a military. We're going to need to get into our military quite early, because we don't have much time to get that going. The invasions are large and they're strong. Let's just have a look at the trading routes here. So we've got quite a number of cities, so it's pretty clear. Hinanesu, Kumun, Soti and Neken are enemy cities. So they will try to extort us and bribe us to their side. Mennefer, Wast and Dunkel Oasis are the friendly cities. Now there is a pathway in this mission that allows you to keep these enemy cities here, these 3 here, Neken will shut down, but you can keep these trade cities open while still having Wast, Dunkel Oasis and Mennefer open. There is a pathway for that, and it may happen on this playthrough. Because if you notice, we'll go through all the trading here. Mennefer sells papyrus and buys beer. Wast sells a load of things and only sells copper. They don't buy anything. Dunkel Oasis sells wood and sandstone and various other things. They buy pottery and beer. So we can actually sell quite a bit of pottery and beer. Let me just get the music back, because that's nicer to listen to it. Commune here buys 4,000 pottery. So we can sell 8,000 pottery a year. Now the important thing to note is that out of the 3 cities I just mentioned, Mennefer, Wast and Dunkel Oasis, none of them sell flax or linen. That's a property unique to Hinanesu, which sells flax, and Kumun, which sells linen. So if you go this alternate pathway which keeps these cities open while having your friendly cities still open as well, you can actually get manor level housing. But of course if you go down the route where these are closed, no manor housing. So it's your choice if you want to go for manor housing or not. It doesn't really make a difference. We're not going to do that on this map. So we're going to go into pottery as our main export, because we can set up a lot of that right here by this entrance point over here. And I will put down a couple of firehouses and all that and get that, keep this protected. I'm not sure if I'll evolve this quite high, but we will see. So we've got a food type, pottery and beer. That's going to be good. We only have 1 source of papyrus actually, which is from Mennefer. and so we're gonna have to make sure that they don't fall, because otherwise if they do, it will be impossible to win this mission. But I'll talk more about that later. Okay, so I'm going to go and set up a housing block. I'm going to do some tight block designs in this space and along here, and a bit of an industry in the centre here, just near the entry point. If I go over here, it's quite far away from the entry point, and I don't want that. I want to get people moving in quickly. So yeah, I'm going to come back in once I've set up my housing block right here and my industry. Okay, so we've got our housing block set up right here, so it's going to be a small little L-shaped, or J-shaped block. The space is quite tight because of this floodplain tiles here and these rocks and dunes, but I'll go with that. So we'll have a block here, a block over here later, and then possibly another one over here to support a beer making industry. For now, we're just going to go straight into pottery because that's our main export. I'm not going to put down, I'm not going to open up trade routes yet, because I want to be able to sell the maximum. Now, I can sell pottery to Commune, which will pay for itself with 2 sales. Dunkel Oasis will also buy. So what I'll do is I'll open up the trade route to Commune first, because it's the cheapest. And once I've sold out as much as I can, I will then open up the trade route to Wast, start importing copper, and start making a military, because we're going to need to get into military quite soon on this one. So we've got our people moving in. I've got some forts planned out for down here. We'll have 3 forts here, and then a few over this side here, just to make sure I've got each side of this area covered. I've also put down an architect's post and firehouse just here, and a yard to accept game meat, just in case someone asks for it. Over here we will feed them up with chickpeas, but for now they can just do without food right now. Gods will be coming up okay as well, because I put down 2 temples. So this should produce about 800, 1600 pottery at once, hopefully from the clay pits. If I need more, I can put down some. So yeah, that's our start of Thinis. I'm just going to I've spent about half the funds as I mentioned. So yeah, we're just going to come back in once we excuse me. I'll come back in once we're starting to make our first pottery unless something happens. Okay, so we're starting to produce our first pottery right here. We've got 300 pottery set up and this block's nicely evolved. I've also planned out the area for the next block. I have cut it short because I don't want to waste money. I have put down the recruiter and the academy, which is going to help with unemployed because it is getting quite out of control. But I am solving that really with pottery and getting that export running. These are all doing fairly well. The recruiter will probably be moved at a later stage where I can afford to move it. But for now, I just need it placed down somewhere. I don't care these houses don't evolve. If they don't evolve, I'll just delete this water supply and save 5 workers. So we've got 92 unemployed people, which is okay. We're not producing as much pottery as I would like. We're not getting enough clay. Now over here, we can set up a few more clay pits. Let's just do 1, 2. That there and that there. We've got 400 pottery sitting in here, which is going to be good. 1,000 people in this city, that's even better. All of our gods are nice and happy. Osiris should be happy, he's got a temple complex in his honour. These are going to evolve soon when this all starts to work. Apparently you have got access to something, or it's just probably because you just passed the house at that opportune moment. This yard here will accept copper for a little while, then I will move it to somewhere else. But we're going to need to get to our military fairly soon. We can't do that until we have money though. But once we start to produce enough pottery, we will be able to start selling it over to Commune because they're the cheapest route. Dunkel Oasis would cause us to run out of money and take rescue funds, which I would rather put off as long as I can. I know it's going to happen, but I'd rather put it off as long as I can. So we will be trading with Commune at the first opportunity. So yeah, just going to come back in once we're ready to start selling our pottery unless something happens. Okay, we're ready to start selling pottery now. We have 800 in stockpile. We're about to run out of money, so let's just go ahead and open up this trade route to Commune and start selling pottery, because we have no use for it in the city right now. And this map is so large to enter here and exit way over here. And in that time, more pottery will have been produced. And what's this? Alert your soldiers for the Egyptian armies engaged in combat in the distant city of Nekhen. It requires you to dispatch reinforcements there. Send troops to their aid in 2 months. we've been playing for 8 months. There is no chance that we can send any troops. 2 months, we've only just been now very about close to running out of money. We have no troops. This request is actually possible. It's just a pretense of shutting down Nekke, which is of course an enemy city as explained in the briefing. I do love that graphic too. I really like that graphic. That's has run out of money just by going over the years. So we've got 4,000 rescue funds, which is not too bad. So they were only selling us flax and linen, no use. A large force will attack in 1 month. There is no chance. I think that's normally an average force, but it seems as if we're getting a pretty large force. I just realised we are taking out a large salary. Let's just lower this so we're not accumulating too much. Because I'll have to give that back to the city if I have to. So a large force is going to attack in 1 month. We have nothing, so yeah, don't worry about that. So Commune's going to enter and buy up some of this pottery. Hopefully by the next, the second trader that comes around, we'll have a little bit more to sell as well. And once it's sold out, we will open up the trader to Wast and start training our military. So I'll come back in if anything of interest happens, or just after we started to sell our pottery. Okay, here we are, starting to sell pottery, which is going to give us some money. I know we had rescue funds, but that's okay. What's our gods like, actually? They're all nice and happy. We're going to sell all of this pottery in one go, which is going to give us plenty of money. So with that, we're now going to open up the trader to Wast, the only source of importing copper. Apparently, the price of opening the trader is exactly the same as importing the copper. If we have a look at the prices of copper, it's actually really expensive on this mission, including wood. So the prices are actually higher than I was expecting. It costs 275 to import wood, which is normally a bit lower than that, and 295 Nubians to import copper. That's actually very expensive, but we have to import it because we need to get our military going. So let's just import 200 at a time. It should be sustainable. So we spend basically 300 D-bits for every bit of copper we import. That's going to drain us financially, but we have got the pottery export going. We're actually going to sell 500 this time because we just got another one just in the nick of time there. Plenty of clay around, which is good. Hopefully these will start to stabilise in time. And I just realised that this road is connected, so they're going to take a long time to get out. So let's just disconnect there and make them go cross country. So the time that these two traders take to get out of the city, there will be more pottery to sell, which is going to be good. So yeah, we're going to start importing some copper, very expensive copper unfortunately. Let's just actually put this up to 400 and import a bit more. And start to train some military. And yeah, I'll come back in once we are starting to prepare our first set of troops for our military services, because we are going to need to set that up as well. And I might also try to start setting up a wood import as well. But we'll see. Okay, so the city of Nekken has now fallen. Because you refused to send the needed troops to the Battle of Nekken, we couldn't. We had nothing. The mighty city of Nekken has fallen to our enemies. And I like that graphic too. I know I've said that quite a lot that I like graphics, but that's actually a really good one. So our Egyptian city has fallen. It just changes icon and it will close. We have started to import copper, which is really ripped through our storage of funds, which is not very useful. We're not going to import any more of that because that's just killing us financially. The next sales of pottery will allow us to put down a fort. In fact, you know what? Sod it. I'm going to put down an archer's fort there. One archer's fort only. And the next sale of pottery will put us down another fort. It'll be of infantry. Because we need to get into the military quick smart. We have spent the first year just setting up this. And the events are going to start going through here quite a lot. We're going to have a lot to do. And we need to make sure we're prepared. Our clay supply is nice and stable, which is good. We've got plenty of surplus in these things now. We're going to also academy train them, which will help as well, because we will have attacks from Nubians, which we don't want to deal with. We've got plenty of game meat now in stockpile. Let's just check the fire risks. Everyone's nice and fine, that's good. I don't care if a house burns down, I can just die. Are these commune traders out here yet? No, they're just about to exit, which is going to be good. So yeah, we're going to start training up our military. We've got one archer so far, that's pretty pathetic, but we will have plenty of pottery to sell to commune, which will allow us to start producing infantry troops. We've got plenty of copper, 204, there's 2 spare. And because Neckhead has fallen to invading forces, the trade route has been shut down. That's fine. Intentional, we're not supposed to play against Neckhead, they are just the enemy. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going. We've got our infantry starting to go here, well our military starting to go, we've got our industry all set up on pottery, and yeah, I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Okay, so Commune's coming back through to sell off another bunch of pottery here. We're not going to be able to sell out the entire year's supply this time around, which is interesting. We've got like 2,000 pottery about to stockpile, which is going to be good, but we can't sell that much in a year. So once we sell off all of this, I may even open up the trade route to Dunkel Oasis and continue to sell it and just keep the pottery flowing. How much is pottery worth? I know it's normally like 120 or something, but let's just find out. It's actually 140. I think that's the normal price of selling on this, for... No, I was misreading that. That's buyer's pay of 140, so I would import at that price. I actually sell for 105, which is the standard price. Sorry for that jump cut, there was a minimize there for no reason. And because you could use some help, the city of Wast wishes to grant you a gift of 1,000 copper. Very useful. Let's just postpone that. And wait for all the pottery to be used up. In fact, let's just let that stockpile to... No, it's not. Let's just... Stop there, yeah, and then put this down to half. I want to accept that gift, so let's allow Commune to buy up all of our pottery, which is going to be very good. And then the gift will come round and we will accept it, and so we imported 6 units of copper, which made 6 weapons. We're going to get 1,000 copper, which means we will have only paid for the import of 6 copper very early on, which is useful, which allows us to get a full infantry fort down quickly. So we've now got 2,200 demons, which is not too bad. We've still got a lot of pottery to sell. I'm going to put down an inventory fort now, because we need it. And I think another one can fit in there. Let's just have a look. Yes, I've planned that out perfectly. I'm not going to have all my forts down in this corner, because I do know that there are some land attacks from up in this area, and I want to make sure that that's defended as well with some forts. So let's just speed this up. So we're going to start to train some infantry. We've got plenty of spare weapons coming through now, which is good. First infantryman has been produced. Perfect. Gift of copper, thank you very much, Was. That will help immensely. I don't need to import any more. Since we're starting to produce quite a lot of pottery, let's just put this back to 3/4 and 1/4. Let's just do that. So once the next bunch of pottery comes through, I'm going to open up the trade route to Dunkel Oasis and continue to sell pottery. We've sold 1,600 so far, but I want to keep selling as much as I can. I want to make sure I'm selling the equivalent of 1 buyer's maximum 4,000 across 2 trade routes, because then it means we're going to be selling a lot. Okay, so that's the first event done. We've had a city requesting troops that we could not fulfill. We've now had a gift from Wast, our friendly city. What else is going to happen on this mission, I wonder? Well, look at this. We're getting events, just constantly getting events on this one. This is a gift, but you have to read this one carefully. Because you could use some help, the city of Heninesu wishes to grant you a gift of 800 flasks of beer. Now, of course, the briefing pretty much told us that we should not do anything that involves Heninesu, so I'm going to ignore that gift. I'm not actually sure what happens if you accept it. Maybe a drop in kingdom rating? I can't remember. But we're not going to accept that gift from Heninesu. We don't need it. That's just gone into 1 demons of debt. I have also opened up the trade route to Dunkel Oasis, because we are producing way too much pottery. They come through. I think Dunkel's just about to leave the map. They are. Hopefully we can produce enough pottery this time around. We're starting to train up some troops, which is going to be good. Got plenty of copper now. It's just pumping out as quick as it can be made, really. 2,400 pottery is going to be stockpiled. That's Dunkel. And there's Commune. So we're going to sell out all of this pottery, hopefully by the time that Commune gets there, which is going to be good. Plenty of clay being produced. Sort of overdoing it now with the clay, but that's okay. 2,200 pottery. We'll sell out this whole yard across 3 trade cities, which is going to give us all the money we need. And we don't need to import any more copper, which is going to be good, because that'll kill us financially. We've got, was it 7 archers, they're now skilled, that's going to be good. What's the gods like? They're all nice and happy, which is going to be good. Plenty of pottery to sell. Here comes some more. No, I'm not accepting that gift, Thinis. I really couldn't care for your demands. That's 600. Might only sell off 700 this year, never mind. Will he get there before he stops? Yes, he does. So we sold 2,400. So that was 2,400. 1,600. So we sold a 4,000 across 2 trade partners. So we're producing more than enough. This is Commune that's going to buy up another 1 or 2 pieces of pottery. Not too useful, but anything does. There we go. So we've got 2,600 cash here, which is going to be useful. So now I need to consider other exports. I want to try and get into City Health is average. Who's not covered by a physician? Are the people down here not covered by a physician? Let's just keep them nice and happy with a physician there. And yeah, so we are producing more than enough pottery to sell out all of our trading capacity in one go. We sold 16 to Dunkel, 24, well 26 now to Commune, so that's going to be pretty good. Hopefully by the time the traders go off, they will be able to stockpile another 2,400, which is going to give us plenty of money, which will allow us to get into other industries. But I need to expand this housing block over here, start producing more people. Well, producing more people, that sounds wrong. But we need to start getting to evolving our housing. So I'm going to come back in if anything of interest happens. We're going to ignore that gift from Thinis, and I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Okay, so our troops are getting up there. We've got, what's this, 12 archers, 8 infantry. We've still got enough troops being produced, which is going to be good. We are maxing out on our trade quotas here. We sold 3,200 pottery to Dunkel Oasis, and Commune's also bought 3,200. They're also going to buy off a little bit more. That's going to be, what's that? 34. So we sold just about 8,000 pottery this year, which is pretty good, which has given us a lot of money. I'm moving the copper down here. So I can have my military down here, or at least a recruiter down here, the academy over here somewhere, and just have it all centralised a bit down here. These guys are wandering a little bit, but that's okay. These weaponsmiths do take quite a bit of time to produce a weapon, so it's not going to be too much of a deal. We are short a little bit of workers, but that's okay. We're just putting down extra houses. I have extended this block into the full shape I want it to be by the end of the mission, which is good. We're coming to the end of the second year, I believe it is. Yeah, the second year. We haven't fed anyone yet, which is not the priority. Right now, our priority is self-preservation. This military academy will get moved, as I say, to another position later when I can afford to do that. Maybe here or somewhere, I don't know. I'm going to put it somewhere where I can have the desirability not being too affected by it. Maybe even put it over here where I'm going to have my beer industry. So we've got 3,300. I'm not too sure if I should set up a beer industry yet, because we do have a bit of money, but I want to focus on just producing military at this point in time. Got plenty of people in. We're not getting too many more people. Let's just actually put down some more housing here and along this bit here as well. Just get as many people in as we can. So we're holding on. We're just about holding on. We're not going to cross the river to go and mine gold, because that's worthless. There's not enough gold to keep that running. It won't pay for a city palace of 1440 demons for a start, so that's okay. So got plenty of pottery coming in. We've got so much of it now, it's actually quite crazy. A couple of them are going unused just because of various reasons, but that's okay. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going, and hopefully something happens soon, because it is getting a little tedious. We are playing quite slow. I want to make sure that we get everything running effectively, because I want to go down the alternate pathway with plenty of funds in stockpile. So yeah, just going to keep on going, and I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Okay, so Karma has fallen for no reason. I'm pretty sure that's got nothing to do with our civil war. Probably raiding Nubians, so woe is Karma. The mighty city of Karma has fallen to our enemies. I don't remember conquering them in Darkclaw or Dunkel, but apparently in the intervening period we did conquer them and then lost them. Meanwhile, we're producing plenty of pottery here. We've got another set of traders coming through to buy up all of that lovely pottery, which is going to give us profit. About these weaponsmiths, this one here is distributing his weapon. Once I have he's came back, I will destroy it and move it down here so that we can start producing weapons at a better rate. This recruiter will be destroyed as well and moved over this side as well. maybe I can't put a road through here because the only way to get to this bit, apart from getting stuff, is to go all the way around in a circle through this area. Here, pardon me. We've got plenty of game meat, which is good, so we've got enough to keep them going. Probably a bit much, but that's okay. Time to buy up pottery, which is going to be good. How many archers do we have? We have 14 archers, which is good. Oh, you're going there. Okay, never mind. So once all this copper runs out, in fact, we're going to set this to empty the copper. We're also going to tell us to accept wood for later. We're going to empty out all this copper, push it through here, and then this is going to start importing wood and copper, which is going to drive our funds quite down low, which is not going to be too good. We sold 6,000, well, we made profit of nearly 7,000 from exports, which offset basically the wages and construction, which is good. Unemployment's getting up there, which is going to be good. We'll need a shipwright soon. We could just put it down now, actually. We'll have it there. We'll have all of our warships on this little island over here, which is going to be useful. It means we don't have to go over to this side where there's plenty of straight line coast, because we don't really want to go over there. There's no reason to do that. So we're getting pottery made, which is going to be good. Quite a bit of pottery will be sellable, I think, this time round. We've got 12 troops, so that's a sold 800 pottery. We're going to sell another 800 as well. Let's just speed this up. Is the first trader gone through yet? No, this is the first trader. I can't click him because it's an inventoryman there. So sold 800, we're going to sell another 800, and possibly another 800 after that. Depends on whether our potters can produce that quickly, but I can't see that happening. So we're getting our money, which is going to be good. And yes, we've got 300 pottery to sell to Commune. Not too good, but that's not a problem. So we'll have our full company of archers and a full company of infantry here, which is going to be pretty good. Do we have any stockpiles of clay sitting around? If we do, that's not going to be too good. All these are in unison. They always produce 400 at once, which is going to be good. We sold 500 there, not too bad. So again, now we've got 3,400 demons, and we now need to consider other industries, specifically our navy. We're going to have to set that up. And possibly a beer industry. I may go into a bit of a beer industry, but I don't want to do that. I want to focus on military first. We've got 15 archers, 12 infantrymen, and we'll have all the copper needed to do that, so that's going to be good. He just missed out. We just deposited some copper there. So we've got a full 4 archers now. Perfect. We'll be ready for the first invasion whenever that comes round. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on going, and I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Okay, so we're continuing along with this city now. We're selling more pottery, which is going to get us out of a little bit of debt that we managed to get into. And that's because over here I have set up an area for our farming community. Not just farming, but it's also going to support breweries. We're going to be able to set up a couple of farms and all that over here. I've got chickpeas on the floodplain, and this meadowland will be used for beer making. There's more than enough here. We're going to have we're just going into a massive pile of debt, and that's most likely from importing copper. And I didn't really want to do that because now they're going to go over there, which doesn't help. Let's stop importing copper because it's just put us into about 1,000 of debt, which I didn't really want to do. And so we're going to have a water lift right there, which is going to be connected by a road like so. And we'll have some houses just here. And we'll set up some barley farms just along this bit here. We've got space for pretty much all the barley farms we're ever going to need. And I'll have an irrigation ditch coming down and round and all that kind of stuff as well. I may also actually do it like this. Have the road go like that. And then have the road go up the centre or something. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do it. We'll have a granary here as well because we're going to have to feed these people at least. I'll have a couple of blocks. I'll have this block here, and this one down here. I'm not too sure if I'll evolve this one too high. These blocks are going to need to support quite a bit of population. We do need 4,500, and one of them will have to become a common residence block. Which block I don't know, but maybe this one in the centre will suffice. 15 infantry. We're going to have one more infantryman going to be produced, and that will be good. And we'll sell a potter, which is going to give us money, and we're going to have to get into a beer making industry, I think. So let us just put down a few houses here. We have got too many people in the city, which is unfortunate. We do have a couple of work camps which are going to help. We will have work camps down this bit as well, just to sap up unemployment. Let's just see 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do 2 of those. Like so. They're not going to get onto the floodplain this time. I'm going to make sure everything is irrigated. We'll have plenty of these. I may have to go onto the floodplain from this side, just to make sure that the farms here don't drown, which I don't want. So I'll spend more money. We've got all the infantry we need. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. I'll just do 5 of those. And that's a straight through, right through to this floodplain actually, which is actually very useful. We can just put a roadblock there. 5 of these should produce more than enough beer for our city. So let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's not misplace them. And let's have an undo button, please. Unfortunately not. So I just spent 90 D-bins for nothing, unfortunately. And then we can have a yard in here for stuff. I'll have yards on this side as well. So these people will start to move in. I can't get my words out at all. We'll have an irrigation ditch going around here, and then we'll have more than enough barley farms for this city. So we're now about 1,000 in debt. We don't have any more export potential, unfortunately. We're going to have our full companies of troops. Hopefully the invasion comes around soon so we can start to level them up a bit. So we have 1,000 in debt. Hopefully the next pottery will come around to... let's actually just stop selling pottery for now. I want a nice big stockpile to go through and charge for the thing. I may go into a debt anniversary. Hopefully it won't affect our kingdom rating too much. It is going up naturally, which is good. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going. That's all we can do, and I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Hopefully we'll start to produce our first beer. And yeah, we'll just start to feed the people slowly. So I was just checking trade quotas just because we're coming up to the end of the year. Dunkel Oasis has bought 4,000 pottery and Cumin has bought 1,600, so it's going to be plenty for them to buy. So that's good. We're selling out a lot of pottery. It's bringing our debt down. It was as high as 1,600 D-bins, which is not too good. We've got another 1,600 pottery to sell here. We're going to have so much money coming from this, which is going to be good. Over here, this is starting to come online. It is causing some labour shortages, which is not too good. Because all of our labour is prioritised on industry and military at the moment, but that's okay. As I get the money, we will beautify this location, which will help as well. Bringing us out of debt, that's another 800 pottery to sell, out of debt. We're not going to have a debt anniversary this year, which is perfect. So we've got how many people in the city? About 1,800, not too bad. What's our gods like? They're getting displeased. Let's spend some money on shrines, I think. So let's do... we're going to do these shrines. Let's actually do some shrines up here instead. 1, 2, 3. We'll just do 2 each. For now. This segment here can effectively be a shrine wall. I put a roadblock here just to stop these guys wandering down this way where they don't need to be, which is fine. They just need access to employment. They don't need anything else, which is going to be okay. Hopefully they get access to labour not too bad, because they're not touching very many houses, which is okay. We are back in debt again, which is unfortunate. We are starting to bake food though. That's exactly what we want. We want to start producing some food for this city. Maybe start to evolve a housing block. Got plenty of pottery coming in. We're going to have some spare weapons, which is going to be good. I may put down another 4, I'm not too sure. But we are sold out Dunkel Oasis, 4,000. So in one trading year we can sell 7,200 pottery. We can't sell any more because that's at the end of the year they will reset. So we have an idea of about 7,000 pottery a year that we can sell, which is going to be pretty good. Got our full troops up before any invasions happen, which is perfect. Next sales of pottery will allow us to put down another military fort. We need another infantry fort rather. We're bringing down the labour shortage just little by little, which is going to be good. Start to evolve these houses. Once we get our first supply of chickpeas in, I'm not too sure if these guys on the end will get off the floodplain in time. If not, then that's just bad luck. If that's the case, I'll just move this up and draw the roads a different way and have these ones come in from this side, which is why we've got these here so that they can get along, which will be good. So we've got 5 barley farms, which should be enough barley to stockpile 8 of these. If needed, I can just extend this road a little bit along because I'm always going to touch houses. That's the key thing. They're always going to touch a house, which is always going to be important. Although, except for these ones, they might not touch houses. And in that case, I just put a roadblock there and a roadblock there and force them all to go the same way. Or something. Anyway, traders coming through. They're going to buy up some more pottery. We're going to have a good surplus to sell. City health is getting worse, apparently. Is that just because we're not feeding anyone? Let's just have a look at apothecary. Everyone's covered by physicians. It is just literally because we are not feeding enough people in the city. So it's a good thing. I'm starting to work on feeding the people. Here's our first barley. Well, let's just put a yard here to accept beer. Now, unfortunately, it does mean that Dunkel Oasis is going to buy up all this pottery and probably not buy much beer. If that happens, then that's not a big problem. I just stopped selling beer and pottery for a while. So we've got 2,100 pottery. That's going to be free trading caravans worth of pottery. Might even be able to get another 2. That's 2,200, 2,300. Anyone else that's going to give us pottery? No. Okay, so we're going to sell off 2,300 pottery. Oh no, we might actually get 2,400 pottery, which is going to be good. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on going. We're playing this very slowly. I want to make sure that we get to 2010 BC with a large amount of money, because our exports will dry up a little bit by that point if we do decide to go down the route of falling over to the enemy. We're back in debt. We're just going in and out of debt now because we are selling pottery, paying off our wages, which dives our funds. Not to worry, we're starting to make beer, which is going to be our next export. So I'll come back in a bit later if anything of interest happens. Okay, so we're starting to produce some food here. I did just notice that we have a warning here that there's city health is bad, apparently. I'm not too sure why, because there's perfect physician access. I think it's just because we don't have enough people being fed. So we're going to have a granary down here, which is going to go and get chickpeas, and we'll feed one of these blocks, probably this one in the centre. I'm not too sure which one I'm going to feed first. I have muddled around with the trading things a bit. I've forced Dunkel Oasis to go and buy beer, because there's 1,300 beer waiting to be bought. Unfortunately, that's all we could produce. And then they'll go off and buy pottery, but that'll allow Commune to go and buy some as well. So we're getting money. With that money, we're actually going to put down another infantry fort, because we're going to need it. There's an antelope right there, which is really annoying. I really wish it would move. It has moved. There. And with this stockpile weapons, once all of these weapons are used up, I will then move the recruiter down. A plague has struck. That's unfortunate. Just here. Oh, that's not too good. Let's just put down a statue right there. And then let's just put a statue here as well. Let's just trap him in this a little bit for a while. I know that's going to cause these things to possibly burn down, but I'd rather him just go back and forward only diseasing one section, which would be much more helpful. Let's just see. City health is bad, fine. We're going to sell off more beer. There we go. Look at all that money coming in from selling beer now. We're starting to make some serious profit in this city. Pottery and beer, they're all online. Perfect. Let's just actually delete these statues now because there's no diseased person wandering around there, which is okay. Okay, so we've got all of our exports running. We now have the opportunity to start working on other things. We're going to start feeding the people, which is the most important thing. Somehow we're going to have to feed people when there's disease all over the place. But let's just put down more houses. Just get the people moving in. These are West, that's Commune traders, sorry. So how much have we sold? We sold 800 beer. Is that it? 800? I thought you would have bought 1,300, but never mind. We sold some beer. We sold a little bit. Maybe they just went off and bought pottery instead, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to get our next fort of infantry down. We're going to continue to export stuff. Now that we've got the money, once all the weapons have been used up, I'm going to delete that recruiter and move it down here. We're going to start to import copper again. Sort of self-defeating, but that's okay. Let's just put that there. So we've got 2 weaponsmiths now in the right place. This is going to be filled up with things like juggler schools and the like. Maybe move these down, that'll help as well. Okay. We're going strong. We're going strong. It's near the end of, I think, the 4th year. We did have a bit of a plague there, but that's okay. We solved that not too bad. Okay, we're going to start feeding the people, and I'll come back in if there's anything interesting to show. Okay, so we've got an invasion incoming. It's been a few years, and we now have an invasion in 5 months of Nubian army. Not too good, so the military started to start up here. We have moved down all of our infantry down, well, our military production down here. We have imported some copper, which drove down our profits as well, which didn't really help. We are selling pottery again because we're starting to produce that. We've got another set of troops being made, which is going to be useful. We are going to start to feed our people. This block down here will be the first feeding. Maybe this one here, I'm not too sure where I'm going to start feeding. But once we start to bring down some chickpeas down here, we'll start to feed our people. We've also put in a few extra chickpea farms. Pretty much laying out everywhere I want to put a chickpea farm is along this bit here with irrigation down the back. And that should be more than enough. And the remaining space of this meadowland that's not going to be barley will be chickpeas, so that'll help. Filling out this block here, which is going to be good. We're in debt, that's because of the copper imports again, which doesn't help. But we have plenty of copper now. That's just driven us right into a huge amount of debt. We're not going to import any more of that because that's just killing us, literally. We've got 6 troops there. We're going to have famine at last. That's going to be useful. We can send off game meat there. Let's just have a look. So we've got 6 troops in here so far. 8, 10, 14. So we'll get nearly a full company, which is not too bad. We're going to make back some of that losses from importing copper by selling pottery, which is going to be good. Unfortunately, Dunkel Oasis is again stuck buying pottery, not beer. I'd rather that they bought beer because that's worth more. And maybe I just need to open up a trade route to Mennefer and start selling beer there, because I know that they only buy that item, which would be very useful. But there's a lot of money to open that trade route right now. Got plenty of barley being produced, which is good. A full yard of beer here. That's 2,000 people in the city, even better. Once we get more money, we will start to put down more shrines and start keeping the gods happy as well. So we've got 1,600 pottery. We're producing nearly enough pottery to keep that going, so that's going to be good. Commune's going to buy up. I hope Commune buys up as much pottery, but they're not. That's okay. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going, and I'll come back in when we're near an invasion of Nubians. Okay, so we're going to be attacked in 1 month. Better conquest, and Nubian army will invade us. We have plenty of troops. We've got pretty much nearly all our troops we're ever going to need for now. We are going to need to boost that quite significantly. We are quite a bit in debt. I did go around putting some statues and the like all around the city just to get everything all nicely evolving, because we do need people. That's the problem. We have people, we need people, and we just can't seem to get enough people into the city. We're going to put a bazaar there. You're only going to buy chickpeas. You've evolved, that actually helps. So you're going to go and buy up those chickpeas, start to evolve this house, and we'll get more people moving in as well. We're massively in debt, which doesn't help. Where is Dunkel Oasis? You're going to have to buy that. Last. Commune's not going to do anything, but they are. That's going to be good. Let's just set this to buy pottery again, so it's a nice supply of it. And here we go. So I'm going to speed through these battles, so let's just speed through it. Okay, I think we've managed to defeat them. We took a lot of losses, which is unfortunate. We have disease striking again. Our troops did not too bad, but they are badly shaken. Our second, third, whatever. One of the infantry, okay, they're panicked. So are these, they're terrified, which is not too good. So we did lose a lot of troops there. That was a lot of expense. It wasn't a big invasion. It was actually one of the weaker enemies, but we got pretty pounded. So we're going to have to try to import some copper, produce some more troops again, because we're going to have much larger invasions to have to deal with. So we're going to buy beer, which is going to be good. Has anyone bought beer? You've bought beer, that's perfect. Go and buy up some pottery now, that's going to help. And once you've bought up all this beer, we will be able to go on to more imported fish. We've got a nice big... Where's all my chickpeas gone? It looks as if a lot of chickpeas drowned in the flood, which didn't help very much at all. Sell off this beer, that's going to help a lot. How much have we sold? 1600. You can go back to selling pottery then. So yeah, we're just going to start to re-import that copper, replenish our troops. They are shaking a little bit there from the... You can see them just sort of tremble a little bit from the fact that they are pretty upset. So we are going to need a hell of a lot more inventory than that. We are starting to evolve our house. We've got a person spawning again. How annoying. But anyway, let's start to re-import copper as best as we can, and I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Okay, so here's the decision point in the mission. In January 2010 BC, Thinis is going to extort some money from us. Because Thinis lusts for glory, the city demands that you send 142 demons in 2 months. If you deny the request, Thinis will send its armies against your fair city. So this is the decision point. If I give off 142 demons, I will lose some trade routes, but they will be reopenable, which is going to be useful. Unfortunately, it may drive our cash down a bit. So I'm going to ponder this, because I do want to sort of go down this pathway and show it to you, because in my normal, not my normal, I didn't do this mission on normal, but my very easy playthrough, I didn't do this pathway, I ignored the request like the mission said. But we're going to go down the alternate pathway and keep some of these trade routes open to keep making us money. So I will fulfill that request. I'm going to take a... I think I just took a save just there. But I will take another. So, we've got copper coming in. We're making troops, but we're not going to be able to make troops for very long because we will run out of trading sources. I've got this area set up here, which is going to be for where we're going to sell beer in the future. We did have a couple of plagues down here, which sort of affected our workforce. I have started to move food through here as well. I will move this military academy when I get more money. So let us just pay off Thinis. So we are going down a negative pathway. It's going to be a useful pathway anyway, because we will be able to sell some stuff for a little while before the trade routes close. So yeah, I'm going to just keep on going. Hopefully we have enough money to last us through the intervening period where we have a limited amount of trade that we can do. And yeah, I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. There's that plague finished, finally. Well, our kingdom rating rose because we fulfilled that request of gaming. Unfortunately, the kingdom rating has fallen because I bowed to the orders of Thinis and sent 142 demons, which is not too useful. So we have basically gone against the Pharaoh, i.e. Wast, and sided with the enemy, which we're not supposed to do, but that's okay. We've still got a source of money. It's a good thing the Crewman does buy stuff, which is helping to keep us going here. I want Dunkel is to go and buy some beer though before that trade route shuts down, because that's not going to be too good. I do know that the Wast, Dunkel Oasis and Mennefer trade routes shut down. They are the key trade routes of this mission, but I need to stockpile a bit of pottery just in case someone asks for it. Our housing is starting to come back online after some of those plagues. Got these people evolving too. We're about at 2,500 hopefully. We've got this set up already and running, which is going to be good. So let's just put down a well there. It's not really going to do anything because it's going to be affected by desirability shortly. Let me put things down there. So we are down a negative pathway. Hopefully we'll be able to recover from this. We're going to have troops recovering here. We've got 2, 4, 5 weapons able to be produced. So that'll be the remainder of this plus a few extra, which is going to be good. Once I get more money, I will move this military academy somewhere else because it's starting to get in the way. I will put it over there probably because it'll go down that road, be accessible. And because of political instability, the trade route to Wast has been shut down. So we no longer have a source of importing copper. So at least we're going to have our money drained down by copper imports. If we just find Wast in here somewhere. No.
It's the trader's life.
I heard there is a job.
Dunkel, where's... Well, Wast may be on the map, they may not be, but that trade route is now shut down. We no longer have a source of copper. We now need to somehow sell beer before the trade route to Dunkel Oasis shuts down. And we're not going to waste time going over here getting gold. It's not worth it at all. It's just going to drive our funds down even more. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going, and I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Okay, so the trade route to Wast is closed, and what's more, the trade route to Men Nefer has been shut down. We weren't trading with them, but that was a water source, which was actually the only place that we could get, what was it? Yeah, the only place we could get papyrus from. I actually need to quickly import wood from somewhere. I don't think any traders are going to come through for Dunkel and sell me wood, which is very unfortunate. I may not be able to defend Men Nefer. Hopefully Dunkel will come through, sell me wood before they shut down, because if they shut down and I don't have a source of wood, we could be in some hot water. I may reload the save just to make sure we can get some wood in quickly. Dunkel is here. Hopefully they can get all the way down to this warehouse before they shut down. I don't think they will, which is unfortunate. Hopefully we're not asked to send troops to Men Nefer while we're trying to recover the situation. We have sold a bunch of beer, which is going to be good. We will just stop that export now because it's not worth anything. And yeah, we're just going to keep on going now, and I'll come back in once the trade route to Dunkel eventually shuts down. Well, unfortunately, the trade route to Dunkel has now shut down because of the trade route to Men Nefer shutting down, so we have no buyers of beer, no sellers of wood, and no sellers of copper. We're now reliant on basically one trade city, Commune, to keep us in check. Now, hopefully we'll be able to recover our wood supply before Men Nefer starts demanding troops, because if we do not send troops to Men Nefer when they ask for them, we will lose the mission, effectively. So yeah, that's all of our friendly cities down. We're now trading only with our enemies. We're now going to have to just try and sell as much pottery as we can to our enemies because we have nothing else to do. Dunkel is still trading down here trying to do stuff, but they can't, which is unfortunate. We'll be able to recover some of our forces though before anything goes wrong. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going. I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Okay, so the trade route to Dunkel Oasis has closed, and because of that, Wast wants 2,300 flasks of beer in 10 months. Now we do have that. Look at that, we've got 5,300 flasks. Let's just send that off. And that request, it may be for pottery or beer, will reopen that trade route. So we won't have to suffer too long without Dunkel Oasis not selling us anything. So we will be able to get back to normality. We haven't gone into debt at all. We're just selling off a little bit of pottery, which has helped to Commune. I'm going to start to evolve our housing into ordinary cottages, which will keep our unemployment in check. And I've just noticed that there are enemies not closing on the city. Also put a conservatory up here with the associated stuff. They'll walk around all the way around here, down here to this, and they will provide a lot of entertainment access. We do have a problem with unemployment. We have space to hold another 280 more people, so I'm just sort of trimming off a few houses here and there. We did send off a lot of beer there, and the Nubian army is approaching in 10 months. Now, I think that might be a water invasion. I hope not, because if it is, we won't be able to do anything about it. And just because of general dissatisfaction in the kingdom, people are upset with us, and our kingdom rating has fallen for no reason. It's now down at 31. So we're going to have to try and get Ra on side and hopefully get some blessings out of him, because at this rate, we are going to have people attacking us, which we don't really want. We've got the pavilion down there as well. I've also provided access to that too. I'm going to have to try and plaza this place up because we do not have much ways of evolving our house. I could evolve this house with pottery because it's literally right there, but I'm not going to do that. There's no point. Not right now anyway. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going, start selling pottery again as best as we can to Commune. They're going to buy up some pottery, which will give us some money to work with. Hopefully traders will start to reopen in time. Okay, so I was having a look on the world map just to see what type of invasion it is, and as you can see, it is a sea invasion from the north. It's got a boat icon. It's not a general, accurate representation, but sort of you get an idea that it's probably going to be a sea invasion. And I do know it's a small force. It's 2 transports, but we need to take the transports quickly, otherwise we will be screwed. They will just start trampling all over us. I don't really want to waste time importing even more copper. Let's start moving troops into position because their morale will not start to drop while they're moving there. And hopefully our land-based archers will be enough to defeat this enemy. Hopefully. And yeah. We're sort of surviving. We're sort of surviving from the little bits of pottery we do sell off to Commune every so often. We're not in debt, but But we're sort of close to it. Anyway, 1 month and a Nubian army will attack. Hopefully it's not going to be too strong this time around, because I do know that when you reload, sometimes the battle changes just slightly, which is annoying, if anything. And hopefully they don't land any forces, because if they do, they will wipe out quite a bit of work. And I'd rather not rebuild that, because it's going to take too long. We might get attacked by enemy Egyptians, which I don't want. There they go, they're all nicely piled into a corner there. I don't know why you two were there. Would it be nice if you just attacked, stayed in the same place too. So let's just speed this up. Foreign army attacks, there we go. Now please attack this warship as quickly as you can. Come on, attack. Will you destroy that warship, please? That'd be nice. Maybe some of you will do some damage to this. Come on, die, die, come on, come on. Attack. Damn it. They just missed. Let's see if we can get our archers up there in time quicker to here. Come on. I think it might be just a bit too far though. 60 sacrifices of copper are greatly appreciated. Good. We'll just move them up there. I hope that the attack's not going to be too large, but we'll start to move troops into position over here just in case they land somewhere up in the north here. Let's just watch these troops. I could have spent money on towers, but I didn't have the money to do that. No, they're just going to sail right past to here. So let's just hope they don't land somewhere different. No, they're going to attack up here. So let's just speed through this battle that we're going to have to fight. And the trade route to us has now reopened. We're now in debt. We can't do anything about that. We're just going to have to ignore it. Our troops are starting to demoralise a little bit. I hope that they don't demoralise too much before the battle ends, because that would be nasty. Anyway, let's speed through this battle. Okay, that battle sort of went okay. Oh, they're just retreating. They're finally retreating. Okay, they're going. They're going. These two aren't, apparently. Come on. A few archers are sitting around and want to get killed, but they are going to get killed. Okay. But all of our troops were wiped out, and unfortunately, an Egyptian army is going to attack in 4 months. This is getting rather difficult. During that, our trade routes did reopen. Let's go ahead and reopen this trade route to Dunkel Oasis. Start to export the shit tons of beer that we've got, but we're also going to start to import a little bit of wood. 400 should be enough. And while we're here, let's just go and spend a lot of money and open up this trade route to Mennefer. That's going to set us up in a lot of debt. We do need a dock. Let's just put down one right here, and hopefully the traders will come through, sell it and buy a bunch of stuff, because that would be nice. We've got no infantry left at all, just a few archers and a few infantry. Not good. This is getting rather difficult, so I'll come back in once that enemy Egyptian attack is here. Okay, so a new trade route to Dunkel Oasis has become available, and an Egyptian army is approaching your borders and will reach your city in 1 month. The graphic is actually quite different for when an Egyptian army attacks. Now hopefully, it's not going to be a sea invasion, because we've only managed to just get out one warship. We have made a shit ton of cash just selling beer there. By this graphic, it looks like it might be a land invasion, and we have basically nothing, which is not going to be very useful because we just had our entire army wiped out. Now, can we just open up this trade route to Wast, import some copper? Where? Here. Let's import some copper. If needed, I will do a policeman dump and hopefully maybe try to set up some walls and towers, but this is getting hard. We've only just had enough time to get through that Nubian invasion. We barely have any time to set up our land troops, which doesn't help. We do have some money. Let's just put down another warship. Let's just do another one right there, because that's our profit for the year. How much beer have we sold? 1100. Is there another trade boat on here? There is. That's going to be another 1100, which is going to be good. Wiping out a lot of profit though, which is unfortunate because we are importing copper. Anyway, Egyptian army attacks. Let us go through the battle somehow. Okay, the battle music has stopped, but by God, that invasion was insane! I mean, we're still got enemies actually attacking us here, which doesn't actually help. They have destroyed our granary. At least we managed to somehow save these buildings. I thought for a moment at one point in that battle that we were going to lose this and this, and I'd be going, oh shit. Because I'd have done the exact opposite of what the game was expecting me to. Somehow I managed to lure off all of the loose enemies around here, over here, and engage them with my own troops one by one. Somehow that worked. There's some enemies heading off. I'm not sure where you're going. Somehow our policemen actually helped. I'm not sure how, but they did. We have like 3,000 in cash, so it doesn't matter. Is this an enemy? Would you please leave? Can you just get out, for goodness sake? There's so many people here and it's really annoying. The amount of whipping that's going on from these guys is insane, but would you please just attack and die? That would be very useful. Somehow we're surviving. Somehow. Are you finally leaving? I think you're finally leaving. Actually, no, don't go that way. Okay, that was crazy. That was crazy, that invasion. And then we have a shit ton of cash. I can now spend it on military expense. Because, holy shit. I have never, ever been so defeated by an invasion. That was crazy. They're finally leaving. Just attacking your policemen on the way, which is fine. We have shit tons of cash. No problem. So now we're going to get on with the development of this city and start to increase our production of warships. We're just going to put another one right there. We apparently need a hell of a lot of workers. That was largely due to this getting attacked and probably a bunch of people getting destroyed as well. Okay, they're going to leave eventually, and yeah. So we're going to continue on with this city, start to evolve our housing, start to keep people going. I think a lot of this expense lost workers is from police stations, which I will clean up right now. So yeah, we're going to continue to build the city, and I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Well, this is not too good. Our military scouts have terrible news to report. It seems a debilitating siege now strikes at Men-Nefer. And because Men-Nefer is under siege, Men-Nefer, an Egyptian city, is under attack and needs your help. You should dispatch troops within 7 months. What kind? Average force will attack in 6 months. It's waterborne. Now, I do know that if you do not send troops to this first one, you have lost the mission. So you have to send troops. There is another request for troops to Men-Nefer later on, but it's just a pretext for an attack. It does not reopen the city of Men-Nefer. So we have to send something in 6 months, otherwise the mission is lost. Because if you remember, that is the only source of papyrus. And our mission goal is to get 10 common residences, which does need papyrus. So, I'm going to import, well, I've got some more wood coming in, which will allow us to build one more warship, which will be good. We don't need to import any more wood actually, just stop that. So once I've traded up this one and one more, I'll send off all of the forts, all of the warships rather, to help Men-Nefer, and they will be safe. And of course we've got an invasion incoming. I have put down another weaponsmith just here, which is going to help massively with production of weapons, because we really need it. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going. I'm not going to come back in once we're ready to send off those waterborne troops to help Men-Nefer, unless the invasion happens first. Oh, would you look at that? Our troops are back from the war. Let's have a look at our warships and just see if anyone took damage. He took damage. And that was it. So we have a full complement of military now on the navy. Oops. We have full complement of navy on the water there. We're now safe from all land water invasions at least. We are going to have to build up more troops in this. I mean, this is ridiculous. We can't survive this long. I am moving the beer just over here, just temporarily, because I need to destroy this yard and extend our beer brewing capacity. I've put in a couple more barley farms as well. I'm actually going to destroy this link that we've got right here, because we don't need it, and it's just getting in the way. Because most of the time they're just going to die anyway, so there's no point. And I've just killed off our irrigation. Let's not do that, because that's not good. So let's just span down some farms, like so. New trade route back open to Men-Nefer. Perfect. We've got our kingdom rating back up as well. Even better. We're now massively in debt, which doesn't actually help. It's just because we're spending a lot and not selling as much as we should. Let's reopen this trade route. Pricey again to Men-Nefer. But we should be able to sell off a lot of beer before that becomes a problem. Let's just extend this loop down to here. I will have to rejig this a little bit because I don't think they're all going to touch stuff the way I want them to. So let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Roadblock there. And then we can just do 2 of these. We're now hugely in debt. We're going to have to somehow stop building after a while, because if we don't, we are going to be running up to our credit limit. Just empty all this back over there. Okay, so we're now 4,000 in debt. Somehow we're going to have to import copper as well, and reputation's improved, but Nubian army's approaching. Hopefully it's a sea invasion, because I don't have the troops now to support anything else. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going, selling off beer as best as we can. We can't really sell pottery as much as we could. And yeah, we're just going to keep on going. I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Okay, so I've got to send off some more troops to Men-Nefer. 2 months for a distant battle. While I'm doing this, you can see I am continually in debt, which doesn't actually help. I'm trying to put down a city palace somewhere to sap up some unemployment. I'm also trying to find a place to put down the festival square. If I just put this road around here, I should be able to put down maybe a little bit of a festival square there or something, I don't know. Let's just have a look at this distant battle. Average force, 1 month to send troops to Men-Nefer. We'll max out our forts as well. Let's just send off all of these naval ships. Off you go. At this point, I'm just not really trying to import very much. I just want to stop importing because, in fact, let's just kill off this copper because it is just killing us completely. We're not importing anything. We're now just going to sell as much pottery and beer as we can. The problem, of course, is that Dunkel likes to buy a lot of pottery, not beer. Which means that they spend most of their time just buying this pottery rather than going up here to buy the expensive beer, which would be much more useful. Maybe I could just set up this yard here to accept a quarter of wood and get beer. Let's set it to get, I should set it to get maximum and fill a quarter. 400 wood and 800, the rest of it as beer would be much more appreciated in my opinion. So we're going to just sit here, just constantly try to get out of debt. Hopefully I can get Raz help, because he would be very appropriate at this very moment in time trying to increase kingdom rating. Maybe I can just do it down here, a little festival square. I had put it where the palace is right now, but it just didn't fit. It didn't allow me to put the palace down. So let's just do this. 1, 2. So let's just move that down 1 tile. And a roadblock there. And once I get some money, actually that's not going to work there because there's a dune right there, which doesn't help. Just extend this over by 2 like that. There we go. A place, well, sort of a place to put the festival square for later. But we need to get our debt first, so we're just going to keep on going, and I'll come back in once those troops have returned from their mission abroad at Men-Nefer. Okay, so although your troops proved vital to winning the day at Men-Nefer, an Egyptian army is approaching your borders and will reach your city in 1 month. Now I do know, and that's very helpful, that. Thank you for blessing trade quotas. Maybe we'll sell a lot more beer this time. Be much more appreciated. 4,000 beer a year would be good. I do believe that this attack comes from over here somewhere. If it comes from somewhere else, we are going to be pretty screwed. And we're just sort of trying to boost the city here. I'm going to just beautify this whole location. let's just find out where this invasion comes from first. Nubians army is going to approach in 5 months. Yep, it comes from over there, so we're just going to move our ships just out of the way just to make sure that they're not going to be shooting at them, and we could just ignore that invasion. They're not going to do anything. There's nothing over there. So I'm just going to, while that battle plays, I'm going to set up some. We can actually just put down one more infantry for. I was going to put it elsewhere, but I'm just going to put it there because I'm lazy. Back in debt, but that's okay. We're just going to keep selling beer, and I'll come back in once that Nubian army is here. Okay, so we're through those battles, a couple of them. I just time-lapsed both of them because I was a bit lazy and just wanted to get them over and done with. We lost an entire fort again to these guys because they are just so strong. I don't know what's wrong with this game, but they're so strong. But anyway, we're excited to evolve our housing into spacious homesteads. That'll provide us more people and solve some of our unemployment problems, which is going to be okay. And this block here, I'm not too sure if I'll evolve it. I probably will, and I'll just make it a smaller block. I might cut down its size just to provide only the basics. Trade boosting again, that's going to be useful. Let's just check our gods. I'm going to put down a temple to Osiris. This, and then we'll have a school just at the end, and I'll have a 1, 2, 3. Let's just see. There, let's have that go around like that, and then we'll just cut off the size of this just a little bit like so. We don't need it this long. It's sort of just starting to get in the way a bit. We can just spam the shrines in this corner here. I don't know how many it was, but we'll just spam a few. 3. 1, 2, 3, there. So we'll have a shorter block. This will provide us the common residences that are needed to win the mission. Let's do that. Roadblock, I'll roadblock there as well, and we will pad this out to the full size, and yeah, we'll just recover our military, and I'll come back in when we're nearly at our mission goals. Okay, so it's been a little while, and we now have to send out some troops to help Dunkle Oasis in 4 months. So let's just have a look at what kind of troops we need to send. Land forces to an average force. We have more than enough troops here. We're going to send everyone, because there's no attacks incoming. And yeah, we've got plenty of troops. We should be able to recover that easily. So what I'm doing at this point is just effectively spamming out things just to, well, one, increase culture rating, which it is up to max. I'm not going any higher because technically you should be able to, because head and Nesu and all that would be gone. And really at this point I'm just sort of slowly increasing. I'm going to increase salary for a little bit and hope we can get enough money to just send off a bunch of gifts. We can send off one that'll boost that up because we do need another 40 points, well 35 points to reach 90. Common residences, that'll be easy enough. What I'm doing is I'm basically, to ensure that when I evolve the houses to common residence, that they are evolving without too much unemployment. I am basically going around the entire city spamming buildings, which is getting this under control, which is good. So what we're going to have is this block here is going to be common residences. This block here will be spacious homesteads. And this block here, it was fed on pottery, that did have access to it. I have removed its access to pottery, so it's just ordinary cottages. Down here I put down 2 beer getting yards. So we've got more than enough beer coming down here. We can actually sell out a lot of beer. And that's what I want. I want Dunkle Oasis to buy beer, not so much pottery. They can buy it if they have nothing left to do, but I would rather that they bought beer, which is more expensive. Now, of course, I should have sorted this by making sure that there was a filler item, because there's a technique that allows you to be able to have 2 getting guys for 1 item, which is to have like a filler item in here. But I did figure that, that's okay. What I might do is just import some wood and just fill it up so that there's 400 wood in each of these. And something that's not going to be used, because even this doesn't work. But as far as I know, if you put a filler item so it's got something else in it, it should work. Let's actually just put down 800. I'm going to set this to, that's not going to, let's just set this to not accept wood. There. There's 400 wood in there. That should, yeah, see that's sending out 2 now because there's a filler item in there. I'm not too sure how this works. There was a user on the Heaven Games forums, I think it was Bruegel or something, sort of explained this sort of tactic. And this is a really good way of basically making sure that, she says it's 1200. So basically we've got a filler item in here which allows for 2 of these to go out. So we'll have a lot more coming. I am holding festivals in honor of Ra, and various other gods like Osiris. Basically trying to make sure that we can get the floods all happening and all that. So really at this point there's absolutely nothing to do. That was the last request. There's probably going to be the odd invasion here and there, but I'm not going to show them. I've also expanded my chickpeas. We've got plenty of those now. More than enough food in the city. If I need more I can just use this meadowland. That'll be more than enough. We've got way too much barley as it is, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on going and I'll come back in. Not for any more invasions. I'm not going to show any more of those. I'm just going to come back in when we're about to meet our goals, which is primarily kingdom rating. Okay, so there we go, we have our common residence block right here. That is basically 20 common residences. That's more than enough to support this city. One thing to remember is that the only source of papyrus on this map is this water trade route to Men Nefer. It was attacked twice. The very first attack required us to send troops, which we did, which reopened the trade route. And if you did defend Men Nefer, you have basically lost and you might as well restart. So you do need some waterborne vessels by that first request in whenever it is. I don't know when that is. Just find out. 2006 BC, so about 10 years into the mission, you're going to need some waterborne vessels to help Men Nefer. You will need to send them again later, but that doesn't open the trade route. We are basically selling beer and everything that we can off to our trade partners. We are selling quite a bit more pottery than I would like, but that's okay. Our culture's there, our prosperity there. We actually hit 5,000 people. Kingdom ratings are there, it went up 5 points from just paying tribute, helpful. And all of our gods are nice and happy, everyone's going well. There are enemies closing on the city, but we're going to win the mission before that happens. Could have got a higher prosperity if I evolved the housing, but it's fine. We're over this mission finally. I just need to send off one more gift and we're going to do that right now. I'm just going to take one more save just to make sure. So we had our industrial center. This is where the city started with our military. It's all fully developed. We didn't really do anything with this little testing block here this was started with. And we just sort of expanded across this area here. So let us send off another gift from our funds. 93 kingdom, and there we go. We've reunified Egypt. Perfect. We defeated the enemy at Thinis. Let us proceed.
Even in times of great unrest, your family's considerable leadership skills have returned Thinis to its prior glory. Your courageous military has helped the Inyotefs defeat their rivals, a feat that will not soon be forgotten.
It won't be forgotten for a long time yet. We're going to become one of the most important people in the land soon, but they weren't joking. That was tough. We actually had our military wiped out very often, but it was a good test. It was a good test of our skills. We did it on hard mode. Somehow we just barely got through that. Culture rated 25. It was 35 for a while just because we ticked over to the 5,000 population. It dropped. Prosperity was low, but our kingdom rating nice and high. Kept people happy. Nice city, fans and a good population. So that was Thinis. If you are interested in going to the next mission as a choice, we've got Quebec. You can go to the left-hand card to go to Quebec. Or if you want a peaceful building mission, you can go to Menekufu by click on the right-hand card. But for me, Sajuuk, that's going to be that. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.